Welcome to a bonus video. Every once in a while, somebody in my community will decide that they want me to cover a topic so bad, they're willing to pay me to do it. You do not need to do this. I will produce content through my own fruition for free at my own pace, but I've kind of been on a break lately, so people doing this is a great way to get videos on the channel. Thank you, Maple, for the concept. We are going to be covering the one-shot. I'm starting with the loadout because, well, I figured we should start there. If you guys have ever seen my best bow loadouts video, then, surprise! If you take out Stoneheart Farah, it's the same thing for snipers. So we're gonna do Rapid Ready Jonesy, totally rocking out, increase that crit chance, battle beat, sub wafers. This is all very standard. It's why I'm going very quickly. I'm gonna use Wukong just for some extra crowd clearing because we're definitely gonna need it. Saurian Might because I think that extra damage is great. The one shot is a semi-auto sniper, so it won't be as active, but the alternative is Locked and Reloaded, getting a 50% damage bonus for reloading. That I think, let me switch my screen over here, is not super worth it. It's also a minor difference. It's not going to make a big deal. And then quick scope is just straight up damage. That one definitely counts. So the weapon itself is pretty basic. In a sniper, I don't love a crit build, but we have a 5 mag size. It's one shot, you know, it's semi-auto. We might actually get a chance here. Powerful action, bolt action mechanism, reliable, slow rate of fire. It's, you know, and it can pierce. I did not actually know that, not gonna lie, but basic crit build. I feel like if we're gonna get meaningful damage out of it, we need that. And I know way back in the day, I recommended heavily against crit builds for snipers, but way back in the day, totally rocking out really didn't exist. It's actually not as old of a team perk as you might think. So I think this should be pretty consistent. Frankly, double crit damage might even be worth it. And I kind of want to play with that. I kind of want to play with that. If I'm impressed enough with crit damage, we should do it. But I don't know, $250,000 per headshot. Maybe it'll surprise me. And last bit of information before we get going. I have never, I cannot believe, I shouldn't say this. I'm a professional Save the World player. This is embarrassing. I have never used this weapon. Ah, the shame. I don't even think I've picked it up in Ventures. Even in my earliest days, I genuinely don't think I've used this weapon. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, we are in game. This feels very strange to me. This isn't relevant to you guys as the viewers, but I've been grinding Slay the Spire so hard that I created a channel for it, link down below, and it feels very strange to be in a 3D environment again. Ah, it's so smooth. All right, first enemy of the video. He died, you know, 266k actually goes a long way. How does it do versus a 160 fatty? Actually pretty decent. Affliction's kicking in, and we can see that it can very comfortably handle a single target. That, I feel like, is the least that I could expect. Free survivor, nice. And actually the weapon looks really good. I know this is kind of besides the point, but I like the look of the weapon. So I feel like, so far, it can handle one target, barely. That took more than it should have, and I am kind of worried. Does this pierce enemies? Wait, what's the fastest fire rate we can get out of this thing? I'm shooting as fast as I can. I am clicking. Oh no. It's so slow. All right, I'm gonna go farm up some wafers, pause for a bit, and then we can deal with a target that's a little bit of a higher health. Okay, it's just a taker, but we do have some wafers now, so let's see. All right, you know, that was about 1 million damage. Do we pierce the shielders? Oh dear. Okay. So we pierce enemies, but not shielders. That is very, very good to know. I see a lot of enemies clumping around here. If we can get a smasher, that would be fun, but it looks like basic targets are... Oh man, did that not crit? That's Wukong kicking in there with the explosion, by the way. Oh no. Oh no. All right, and now a 160 blaster. They have pretty much the same health as takers, but, you know, might as well just get it in the books. There's one shot. That's the name of the gun. That's what I was hoping for. As for basic enemies like this, I feel like there's really nothing to be done. Wukong, as you can see, helps a tiny amount, but this is a single target weapon. Maybe crowd clearing if they line up for me, so let's focus on that. Another blaster. Let's see. No way for this time. And perfect oh no. Is that a bugged hitbox as well as my bad aim? Oh man. I mean, you know, the affliction. It's going a long way. All right, I couldn't find a 160 smasher, but little tip for everybody placing tire traps. This was not obvious to me until a recent stream. It just had not occurred to me. But if you ever want to place them nice and easily, just build the roof first, and then it'll snap to it very easily. It's it's that simple. I wish I had learned that sooner, but now I know. And then I can actually do it over here as well. I want to connect it to the base more so that it doesn't break. I'm just putting down basic traps so that I can at least get battle beat active consistently. And yeah, let's get this defense started. Edit out that, jump on in, and see if this one shot can hold down the fort. I've only got 17 wafers, so I'm not going to eat a wafer until I see a smasher or a mist monster that's deserving of my wrath, but everything else is fair game. So, piercing targets, oh man, that fire rate is so bad. It's the kind of thing where I could consider the Redline Ramirez commander slot. Oh, hey, that's actually decent damage. I mean, with totally rocking out, if you actually hit a headshot, that's not the worst damage I've ever seen. Of course, the Xenon bow does that faster and easier through target. Oh, shit, smashers right behind me. All right, double killing smashers. And the wall darts are doing a better job. Are there no wall? Yeah, there are wall darts. All right, it appears as though I have Battle Beat active, or I did. There we go. Got Stagger. Yeet Crab knows I'm recording a video. He knows we're here for one purpose. He understands why I queued this mission, but hopefully I can get more Smasher kills. All right, I know Battle Beat's active anyway. Let's just shoot him. It's about 1 million per headshot. Honestly, that's not bad. That's 5 hits for a Smasher, but that's also my entire magazine. And at this fire rate, that is slow. Okay, all right. Obviously, I could just shit on this weapon the entire video. I don't even know if I hit the bleed button there. I could just shit on this weapon the whole video. We all know it's a bad sniper, okay? I am just trying to see, with my most optimistic, eyes wide open perspective that I can possibly muster, if there is anything to this weapon at all. Frankly, no. I feel like a ground pounder. No, I can't just compare it to better weapons. Is it, in a vacuum, an okay weapon? And no. Okay, I was feigning embarrassment. I can't even hit it. I can't even hit it. If I no scope, it's not consistently. It's not consistent. If I zoom in, it's actually harder somehow in this close of range. I now have Totally Rockin' Out active. It's doing fine. Yeah. No. Like, even if you want to be the most for funsies gamer and save the world, using the most off-meta stuff just to have a good time, I don't see it. I think this is why Maple wanted me to cover this weapon. This is why he threw the money he did at me to cover this, because he knew I was never gonna do this on my... I can now say that I've tried the weapon, and for those interested in a budget copy of this, if you were going to invest into the weapon yourself, you could use the Sunsetter, as was described to me in chat. This is actually... Who said this? Kindest in the stream chat. Twitch link down below if you guys want to watch these live, by the way. Or watch me play Slay the Spire. I've been doing that a lot. Wait, that was a fun shot. It is... The Sunsetter is the scavenger version of it. So it's cheaper. Hey, look at this. I can aim at the Riot Husky and hit the Smasher at the same time. The fire rate. I am clicking as fast as I can. What is the fire rate on this thing? I know my overlay is going to be covering it, but it is a fire rate of 0.72. I can get off 0.7 shots per second. That is 1.5 seconds to fire twice. Oh boy, thank you for the blue glow. They were picking it up for me, and then they picked up their own blue glow. So this thing is shooting 2 shots every 1.5 seconds. If this was fully semi-auto, where you could shoot it as fast as you possibly wanted to, I don't even think that would be broken. Honestly, I don't know if Epic is like looking to buff the one shot. It's like a hilarious. I mean, look at that though. The damage is there. If you could fire this thing as fast as you wanted to, I guess there could be an argument where that might actually be a decent pick, you know, if it was like a fully semi-auto weapon. But at this point, I'm just describing the Grunt AR. I mean, that's what I would want. I want a no-scope semi-auto weapon that just does decent damage. And piercing is somewhat to its benefit. You can see Affliction is kicking in. With Affliction considered, technically speaking, you could probably just shoot a character once. That one's dead. Let me see if I can find one that's not dead. There we go. You can shoot a character once, and I could probably just move on. You can see that the Affliction does more than enough to finish off. So what you could do is, there we go, line him up just like that. Shoot him just like that, missing. I'm keeping an eye on him. So it's not a perfect kill, but with the Smasher, let me see, he's like mostly dead, but if I just shoot him once, I mean, that's an extra 100,000, couple 100,000, couple 100,000. I don't actually know. Does somebody want to answer a question for me? Is the mechanic of Save the World freezing... Ah, trap vulnerable. All right, let me teach everybody how to deal with this. Is the mechanic of Save the World freezing the thing that gives a 25% damage bonus, or is it just floor freeze? Because with Zenith, that'd be insane. But anyway, what I recommend nowadays, as opposed to a wall or like, you know, like a bunch of broadsides in a box, are wall darts like this, because you see, we were able to slowly but very consistently kill this mini boss while placing a trap that's actually going to be helping the defense. So in the midst of a terrible sniper showcase, I can at least give a good tip if you're looking to kill a trap vulnerable mini boss without ruining your defense. Because if I had put like a bunch of walls here, that would not have helped like anything. But yeah, I think floor freeze is the only thing that actually gives that damage bonus for freezing, because I don't think that's how that works. But I've technically never tested it, and 25% isn't the easiest thing to tell when you're doing hundreds of thousands of damage. So does anybody in chat just know that at the top of their head? Because I feel like you would know this with Ice King. If Ice King was freezing enemies and giving you a damage bonus at the same time, that would be a monstrous bonus. And as he is the most popular constructor in the game, I feel like he would be known. But yeah, a single target weapon in this game is just usually brutal. It needs to be something like the pot shot, where this smasher would be dead already, and there is a scope on the pot shot, but it's largely unnecessary. Right now, I'm just kind of hip firing, making no use of that very, very, very high headshot bonus. I know I just activated Battle Beat, but we got about a minute left and 9 wafers, so I got plenty here. And this is what I mean. If I want to accurately hit a headshot, I kind of can't up front. You need to, like, barrel stuff them to have any chance at all, and I'm not critting. Without a wafer, I am just rolling the dice. My whole mag, that took me 0.7 times 5. So like 3.5 seconds to empty my mag is... Jeez. Is not even killing a smasher. That's 3 full seconds. If you would have spent that 3 seconds charging up the plasmatic discharger, the smasher would be dead and dead and deader. It's tough to recommend this weapon. I know you can always list something better, and that's not always fair when you're judging a weapon on its own. That's why I said in a vacuum earlier, but I can't ignore that this game isn't ripe with hundreds of weapons that you could be using instead. It doesn't even need to be top meta. If you wanted to use something like the Spyglass even, I feel like that might even be... You're reloading between shots. I don't know. The Obliterator would probably do a lot better. I believe it shoots faster. Do I have one on hand that I could just use last second? I do. Let's go. Yeah. It's not faster per se, but it at least has piercing, maybe a little less damage. The Obliterator really gains it from the piercing. You can go straight through the Riot Husky's shield just like that with enough impact to knock him on his ass, and it just boom, like, okay, that's less damage. So snipers in general are probably all just suffering from the same fate. So I hope you guys enjoyed this casual video. Thank you so much to Maple for making it happen. I was not planning on featuring the one shot, but if anybody else wants me to cover horrible weapons that I've ignored for many years for good reasons, then you can, I guess, donate. You can become a Channel 4 member on YouTube, which is the easiest way to do it, or you can just talk to me in the stream chat one day and we can talk pricing. But again, that is not necessary. I am not worth it. I will make my own videos at my own pace. None of this is worth what people pay for these videos, but I have an extremely supportive community that is willing to ignore all of that. So really, thank you. And thank you for watching. So yeah, I didn't use this weapon for all these years because everything I just showed you, I knew that already. You know, like, I can look at the stats and go, ooh. Ugh. I don't think there are going to be any surprises there, and in this case there were not. Sometimes base game weapons really impress me, like the long arm enforcer. That's another video that Storm God really wanted me to try, and that shotgun went from D tier to A tier. So sometimes I'm wrong, and I'm open to that information. You don't need to pay me to test stuff, by the way. It's just sometimes I'm so fixed in my opinion that this is the final straw, because there are so many topics in this game that I'm happy to test anyway, other things that are more fruitful than the long arm enforcer, that it just doesn't always happen. So anyway, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, like the video. Goodbye. And then